The other big news this week, a 20% rise in the price of oil, and overnight the price rise rose over $90 a barrel for Brent oil. This, of course, is putting a surge of inflation through the global economy. And there's a risk here that we hit over $100 a barrel as the Strait of Hormuz remains closed, if not from Iranian military action, then from insurers. And there is widespread skepticism that Donald Trump's promise to back the insurers so that the ships for oil and gas and other commodities, including fertilizer, get through the Strait of Hormuz. There's skepticism that will actually work, and also that the US Navy will be able to escort ships through. So prices up 20%, and we're starting to see that impacted at the pumps. Now, overnight, Donald Trump's come out with a Truth Social message saying, using his all caps, there'll be no deal with Iran except for unconditional surrender, whatever that means. Pretty impossible to enforce unless you've got boots on the ground. This is really an escalation because previously he'd hoped that they'd just give up and hand over their arms. This is obviously not going to happen. And the more time we spend on this, we're a week into the war now, the wider it gets, the more countries get pulled in, and the more dangerous it is, purely from an inflation point of view, apart from the obvious loss of lives and grief around the region. So that's worth knowing. And of course, that's flowing through into petrol prices in New Zealand. Yesterday, we saw in some parts of New Zealand petrol over $3 a litre. And that's, of course, for premium. And when we get unleaded over $3 a litre, that's a psychological milestone. I think that politically is a problem for everyone. But arguably for the economy, the biggest problem is diesel. Remember, diesel is what really drives the economy, gets goods into shops